The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki. Hello, here I am. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. Hi, guys. I've missed you. It's Monday before the holiday weekend season, whatever it is. Christmas, I guess, if that's the holiday you celebrate. Hanukkah's long over, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was
Long
like
gone.
that was like in June or something at this
It was
point.
like back in the day in, I think, November? Like
yeah,
end of
it was like
November?
around Thanksgiving. Okay, so well, I hope you had a good Hanukkah out there. And yeah, I'm back home in St. Louis with Luigi by my side. I've missed you so much, little Bobo, my kid. I can't stop watching the video that iHeart podcasts posted on their account. We posted on ours already, but when I kiss the mic and think it's Luigi's head, I'm so glad you all like that as much as I do. You know, you ever see a video of yourself and you go, or like hear back something you said or did, and not like when you were a kid, like not like, oh my God, I was so cute when I was a kid, but you see something of yourself now and you go, oh, I'm cute. Like you kind of like go, I get what the appeal is. Because sometimes I think if you relate to this show or relate to me, you probably have a little bit of a low self-esteem issue sometimes. And yeah, your friends tell you that you're adorable or that you're funny and all these things, and you go, I don't know, you know, I still think I'm fooling everyone. But that video, I'm like, I'm fucking cute as fuck. I want to date that girl. And this weekend, I also had that experience when I should take out my Invisalign. Actually, I'm going to leave them in because they feel pretty good. I was in Canada, in Calgary. I met so many besties at the meet and greet there. And I didn't have my whole tour with me. Andrew wasn't there. Anya, Emil, Matt, Jen, no one was there. Because it was Canada, it was right before the holidays. It felt like it's at a casino. Usually those gigs aren't just like, they're not the same as like the theater gigs, but this show was so incredible. Long story of my day that day. I don't want to bore you with my air travel horror because I never really let air travel, like woe is me, bad day of travel, delays, bags lost, all that stuff get to me ever since the Louis C.K. joke about people complaining about Wi-Fi on a plane. And he does the best version of it, I think, on this Conan interview that he did, where he was kind of like doing the bit before it ended up in his special, but it ended up in one of his specials. Whenever he has a delay and they're like, I was on the tarmac for 4 hours. You know, I think in his joke he says 40 minutes, but usually people go 4-hour delay, you know, and being on the tarmac for 4 hours, that is a reason enough to complain. But let's say your flight's delayed 2 hours or whatever, and I missed my connection. Oh, and then what happened? Did you fly through the air miraculously like a bird? Did you like, you got to appreciate air travel. And he makes the point that, you know, to make the flight across the country it used to take, or to get across the country it used to take months, and a lot of you would die along the way, and now you just take a shit and watch a movie. So whenever there's delays and stuff, I always remember that joke, and that to me is why stand-up is so important, because I don't think oftentimes, I always compare stand-up to music, and I'm always like, God, we're the lesser of the two because we don't move people, we don't stay with people as long. But it's moments like that where it shifts the way I look at things, and I don't think songs do that for me, where I'm like, I never thought of it that way. So, you know, I'm eternally grateful for Louis C.K. Changing the way that I see air travel and any, you know, hardship that happens. That being said, it was a crazy day on Friday to get to Calgary. Got picked up at 5 in the morning. Was it 5? Doesn't matter. It was earlier than that. 4:45. Whatever. Who cares? For my 7 a.m. flight. Got there. On the way there, I realized that the COVID test I had gotten the day before, I had not gotten the results yet. And you can't get a boarding pass at the airport unless you have a negative COVID test. That being said, I had a COVID test on Tuesday, which would put me in the 72 hours of having a COVID test. But I'm taking a flight to Seattle, all right, from St. Louis or from LA. When I get into Seattle, I have a layover for many hours. And then from Seattle to Calgary, the flight that leaves for Calgary is at like 12:30. I know that my COVID test on Tuesday was at 11 a.m. So it does not put me, I'm out of the 72-hour window in Seattle. However, I'm not out of the 72-hour window in LAX. So I'm wondering, are they going to decide based on my connection city, or like it's all down to like if the person at the gate is like looking at it close enough. So I stand in line for like 45 minutes because I don't have any priority for WestJet. I get to the counter, show her my COVID test, and she's like, do you have a timestamp? And I'm like, there's no timestamp. And she's like, there has to be. And I'm like, there isn't one. Look at the whole thing. And she calls her people. She's like, there's no timestamp. She's like, we can't let you on. And I'm like calling the COVID people because I got one the day before. It's supposed to arrive overnight and it hadn't. And so I'm talking to this lovely woman who helped me so much. And she was like, they haven't gotten the results. We didn't know you needed a rapid. Sorry, that was a disgusting sound. We're waiting on the results. You know, they could come in at any second, and I'm texting with Jen, my assistant, and she's going, go try to get a COVID test, a rapid somewhere, and then we can get you on a later flight to Calgary. And I am just wanting it to, I just want someone to go, just don't go. You know, like, this is too much. Because there's always something you can do. And I talk about this with, you know, looking hot. There's always something more you can do to look as hot as possible and to look better. And sometimes you're just like, I don't want to do it. You know, I could go get a rapid COVID test off campus near LAX, get an Uber, go over there, get it, pay $200, come back, get on a later flight. And in the end, yes, I would spend $1,500 on a new flight. I would then, you know, eat the cost of the last flight. I would pay $200 extra for the COVID test. I'm making a lot of money on this gig, so in the end, it still would be worth it all, right? But is it? Is it like I just was like, I just don't want to do the stuff that I could do. And I'm looking at the flights going, oh, I can't get it. I can't do it because I would get in at 8 o'clock and the flight's at 8. And Jen's like, actually, this one gets in at 7:30. So and I'm just like, stop making it work. And then finally I go, okay, you know what, Nikki, just do it. I went back to the deal memo where they send me the original thing of like, this is how much money you'd make. And I was like, okay, I don't remember how much this was, but if it's over this price, I have to do it because this is, I could, you know, I could do something good for the world with this money. And by that, I mean, get some M sculpt on my ass. It would be good for the world, believe me. And I got on a bus. So I go down. So I'm at, you know, check-in. I go down to arrivals with my bags. It is so crazy packed at the airport. It's like a nightmare, but I'm just trying to stay calm. And I go down and to get an Uber, I call an Uber. There's no Ubers. So then I text Jen, there's no Ubers. I give up. Like, how am I supposed to? And she's like, well, you have to go off campus to like get picked up by an Uber, or you can send an Uber Black. And I'm like, I'm not paying for an Uber Black. I'm getting a regular Uber. I'll get on this little shuttle. So I'm waiting for the bus. As soon as I realize that this shuttle, I start chasing this bus because it pulls off. And I'm like, I didn't get on the bus. It just went by as soon as I realized I had to take it. So I wait. Another bus comes along. I get on that bus. It pulls off. And right when it pulls off, I get a call from the COVID test lady that says, your results are in for the rapid. You're negative. You're good to go. Now, at this point, my flight is in 40 minutes. That means it boards in 10 minutes. The original flight. I've already paid for a $200 COVID test that I'm going to take on this bus journey to go get my Uber to go take it. It's a mile away. So I say, stop this bus. And it goes, and it stops, and I open up the doors, and I'm like, I'm sorry, because the bus driver was really nice and was like, how's your day going? And I was like, not great, but now it's good because you're nice. Thank you. So I was like, the llama fell. We have a new set, you guys, and part of it just fell. That's okay. Cut out this story. Only keep that in. How boring. This is like someone's dream. Who cares? So anyway, I run upstairs. And at this point, the line to get back to the ticking counter, none of those people in line know that I had waited in line already and that they told me to step aside and wait till I got my COVID results. They think that I'm just this crazy woman butting the line. But guess what? You can do whatever you want if you look crazy enough. So I run up to the counter and I go, I'm so sorry. My flight is boarding in 40 minutes. Or I said, my flight is boarding in 10 minutes. I was just told to go get a COVID test. I just got my results. And the guy is like, it's too late, girl. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, oh God, I have to take a later flight. And he goes, you're checking bags, right? And I go, no. And he's like, oh, okay, then you're not late. So that was like, yes. So because I didn't check a bag, he gets me on my flight. I run upstairs. I go through, thank God for TSA, or thank God for Clear, by the way. Thank God for Clear. I go through, I get in, I get on my plane. As I'm checking into the plane, they go, there's no more room on the plane. You're going to have to gate check that bag. Okay, that's fine. I'm used to checking bags. What's the big deal? I land in Calgary at 6 o'clock. My show's at 8. The venue's 40 minutes away. It'll leave me time to go there, shower, do a quick turnaround. It's fine. So I check my bag, go to Seattle, 2.5 hour layover, which then turns into a 5 hour layover. I don't care. I get to fly through the air miraculously like a bird. I get on the plane. I land in Calgary at 6 o'clock. Oh, originally I was going to land at like 5, I think. No, I was going to land at 3. So then this gets me in at 5:30. I go through customs. Everything's smooth as silk. I go out to the baggage claim. I wait 30 minutes. I eat my little curry salad that I bought in Seattle and put in my coat. I'm having a good time, just waiting for my bags. I got time. Then it turns into an hour. Everyone's flight that is landing at the same time as ours, they're all getting their bags. All my flight, we're just waiting and waiting. Then it's an hour and 40 minutes, and we go over to the baggage claim people, and they say, we don't know where your bags are. They took them off the plane, and they got lost between the plane and the baggage claim. And we're all just like, this is hilarious. And I'm like, I got to go to a show. I'm not happy about wearing this stuff on stage, but whatever. I have a show in a half hour and it's 40 minutes away. I have an opener, so that'll be fine. So I go. I'm really calm this whole time. And I'm texting with the guy who's there to pick me up, this really so nice British man who I just bonded with so much on the drive there and back. But he is texting me being like, I can't abandon my bag, by the way, and have them send it later because it's in customs. So you can't just go send someone to pick it up. And they said, so I waited another half hour. Now it's 8 o'clock. My show has started. I'm 40 minutes away. And I say, I have to go. And they said, okay, well, we will send bags now because we're so sorry they lost it. We found the bags. They're at domestic baggage claim. This is international. They took them to the wrong baggage claim. And I was like, great, let me go pick them up. And they were like, they're on their way over here, but it's going to take like an hour. And I was like, I don't have an hour to spare. Can you keep my bag here and I'll come get it in the morning? And they were like, yes, but you're not gonna be able to get here in the morning because this is the international baggage claim. You can't get in. This isn't like you just walk in. It's international. You have to go through security. And I was like, ma'am, I'm begging you. Is there any way that you could have my bag selected and then you bring it to domestic so that I can in the morning before I go on my international flight, stop by the domestic, office and get it? And she was like, I'll see what I can do. And I was like, ma'am, I'm begging you. I just need to get it in the morning. I'm not going to have it tonight. It's fine. And I was like, it's baby blue. It's an away luggage. It has stickers all over it. One of them says vegan. And she was like, I'll see what I can do. And I was like, thank you. I left. I went to do the show. The show was so fun. And that is what brings me back to my original point of you realize you're funny when you don't know it. I was there with my friend John Cullen the comic on Instagram and Twitter. He's so funny. He's just a guy I met in Canada ages back, and he was so sweet, and we became friends just working at Yuck Yucks, different clubs. And he did a half hour, filled the time, killed. I'm backstage. I get there. They've scrounged together some makeup for me from like people who know people that are at the show. And so I have this little smattering of makeup. Thank you so much to the girls who lent your makeup to me. And they also make a run to Shoppers, which is Canada's Walgreens, and they get me some stuff and some face wash and deodorant and socks and stuff like that. So nice of this casino, the Grey Eagle Casino in Calgary. And so I do my makeup. My hair is 3 days old. I didn't get a chance to shower. I'm wearing Lululemon leggings. I'm wearing gym shoes. I'm wearing a black shirt that I luckily found in my backpack that was clean. And I go out there and John is bringing me up. And right before John brings me up, we're backstage talking. And I said, actually, will you tell? He goes, what do you want me to say? And I'm like, will you tell the story? I remember you have a story of us meeting on Twitter. I couldn't remember the details of it. But he goes on stage and he brings me up, and I posted on my Instagram story, but I don't know if you could hear it. And sometimes people just go past my story because you think it's just me posting a comics like muffled bits that you can't hear. But he told the story of back when he was a single man, and this was like 2000, probably 13. 12, 13, he wrote on Twitter. I wrote, it was my friend got married. So it was 2012. And I was a bridesmaid in my friend's wedding. And I said I didn't have a date. And I wrote a joke about it on Twitter. And he was like, I'll be your date or something like that. And then I saw that he had on his Twitter, he had a cartoon picture of himself. Remember when everyone had cartoons?
Yeah.
And then in between me seeing his tweet and me writing back to it, I had seen that he had changed it to an actual picture of himself. So I wrote, did you just change your avatar to a picture so that I would consider it? And he was like, busted. And then, so it went from that. I loved that I called that out. And he was like, oh God, she knew. Then he said that he tweeted at me later on something flirty of like, I just had a dream. And a lot of people do this on Twitter, by the way. And I don't mind it. It makes me feel good when you like shoot your shot by saying you had a dream about me. It's one of the best ways to tell a girl that you are into her. But he said, I had a dream that I was dating Nikki Glaser. And I responded, go back to sleep. And I didn't even remember what I responded, but I remember what he's on stage telling this. And I'm like, please be funny. And he's like, and she responded, and I'm like, please be funny. And he was like, go back to sleep. And it made me laugh out loud. And it's so hard to be objective about yourself when you like don't remember what, like usually I know every joke I've made, which is interesting because Alanis Morissette, I was watching her documentary last night. It's on HBO Max and it's called Jagged. It's really good, and you have no idea. Like, you got to watch it if you're an Alanis Morissette fan. But she says that she has this amazing ability as an artist. When she writes a song, it comes out of her. She gets the whole thing done, and then she forgets it completely. It completely goes out of her head. She doesn't remember what it sounded like. She couldn't conjure it. She has to then go and memorize it pretty much. But when she first writes a song in the studio and they lay it down to track and they're done, she doesn't remember it. So then on the way home, she's able to listen to it completely objectively and hear whether, like, as a fan of music that doesn't remember the song, is able to hear if it's good or not from an objective standpoint, which is, man, would be such a cool skill to have, which I did experience a little bit when I was editing my special last week. I finally finished it. That is the reason that we didn't do a podcast on Wednesday or on Thursday, actually, you guys, is because I had to edit my special. I finished editing it. Editing is a great word. Editing it is a hard thing to say, but I finished editing it and it's so good. And I made myself laugh a couple times because I did things that I never normally say. And it was, so that was nice to have some space from it and go back and look at it because I do think it's really funny and I'm excited for you guys to see it. So anyway, I went to so I did my show. I went to the baggage claim the next morning to domestic thinking it was not going to be there because that woman at WestJet's baggage claim was so disgruntled and like not in the mood. And I go to the WestJet international or domestic. I walk in, there's bags everywhere because they had a lot of delays. Just stacked up bags. It looks like an art exhibit of like, it looks like, honestly, like Holocaust. Sometimes they have all the luggage and they're like, that's what it looked like. Like these people didn't survive. It was kind of, eerie looking, morbid. Looked through all of it. None of my bags were there. And I just go to the woman. I go, I know my bag's in international. I wasn't able to get it last night. And she's like, no one's there. No one's there yet. We're sending those bags over later, but they're not going to be there till later. And I go, what do I do? And she's like, I don't know. And she's being so mean. And I look and I can see in the office, there's like, the door is cracked ajar slightly. And I see that there's some luggage back there. And I know, listen, it's probably not mine. And I don't want to make this woman, I'm trying to be kind to this like angry Canadian woman because it takes a lot for a Canadian to get disgruntled. And this woman is there. And it's 5 a.m. and I say, it's 6 a.m. And I said, ma'am, is there any way you could just go check in the office for a baby blue away luggage bag? It's like a carry-on. I'm like, I just in case, because the woman yesterday told me she'd take it. And she was just like, it's not going to be there. And I'm like, I know, please, can you just check? She goes back there and I'm so shocked she even brought it back out because she had to eat so much crow, So she wheels it back out and I was like, yay! And I didn't want to say I told you so, and so I didn't, but I told her so. And it was there. And so shout out to everyone at WestJet. I'm sorry that I was so mad at you on stage that night and said that, Canadians have their own Spirit Airlines. It's called WestJet. And, I didn't say this, but don't ask the ground crew don't date the ground crew at WestJet because they can't find luggage on the tarmac, let alone your clit. Something, I made some I wanted to make some hacky joke like that. But let's get Andrew in here. I love WestJet. Andrew! What up, Andrew?
What's that?
We have a new studio, everyone.
Oh, did you didn't
I didn't talk
mention
about it.
Oh.
No. If you want to go watch this, it'll be on YouTube in a couple days if you're listening. But if you're watching it, welcome to our new little hobby den. We have our things on the wall that we love.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in your rooms.
We literally put this together so fast this morning. We're going to add to it. If you want to send us shit that is associated with the show that is pretty and would look cool in this kind of format, we will hang it up on the wall. We want to switch things out. We want to represent, I love to, let's just go through it. Andrew, walk us through your little nook over there.
All right, my nook here starts with Willie Nelson, who I'm a big fan of, especially Redheaded Stranger album.
And it's a kind of they made the style of that art.
Yes.
Looks craggy and almost like they did Willie Nelson's skin for the style of the art. If you look, look at his face. It has do you know what I'm saying?
It could just be dirty from being in the bag.
Oh, well, that's
I've
cool.
been taken out.
Okay, Willie Nelson.
I gave it a real Willie Nelson,
You love Willie Nelson.
Ignore it for years.
And Willie Nelson's granddaughter listens to...
I know. Raylin.
Raylin.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is the most Willie Nelson granddaughter name you could ever find.
That's Raylin over there.
Raylin?
The one over girl eating rope.
What?
I don't know.
Eating rope?
Country. So that's Willie.
Okay.
Got a great smile. I feel like his teeth
He
are
is
fake.
so cute. Yeah. Those are probably dentures.
I love him because he didn't make it in Nashville, right? He had his perfectly shaved face. He was trying to
he's trying to be what they wanted him.
And then he moved to Austin, grew out his beard, fucking said fuck everybody, and then blew up from that. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
Have you read his biography or
I
just
did.
Wikipedia? Or,
I read his biography.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The whole thing, actually.
Cool.
Yeah. And then I got a guy on a jet ski who isn't related to me, although I feel a strong
That
connection.
looks like you. I thought it was you.
No, I wish. I had a 3-seater. That's a 2-seater.
Okay, so did someone send you that?
No, I bought that the other day.
Really?
When I was building my own studio for my podcast. All this
nice.
stuff was up on mine for 3 days. And then this is a Florida license plate.
Because this jet ski, you were arrested for speeding on a jet ski in a manatee zone.
Yeah,
That's what
jet skis are deep in my heart.
Yes.
Especially without a governor, so it could go as fast as possible.
A governor.
A governor actually keeps a jet ski from going to its full potential. So it's some jet skis can go 85, and they put a governor on it, so it only could go 60.
Oh, is that like a catalytic converter?
Yeah, it's a catalytic converter.
Do you know that I met the governor of New York?
Como?
No.
Homo?
They replaced
Maybe
they replaced him.
Oh, with who?
No como. They replaced him, no como, with Hochul is her name.
Hoko?
Kathy Hochul, I believe. But I met her at that Bruce Springsteen show I did on the red carpet. They just brought her up to me and were like, here's Kathy Hochul. And I was like, oh, here's the governor. And I was like, oh my God. And I was so excited. And I was going to do a bit about it on stage. Chris was with me there. And I was kind of running through what I should say. And I was going to be like, I met the new governor. She did not know who I was. But the feeling's mutual because I had no fucking clue.
Well, you're
but
both
she is
women in a men-dominated field.
Yeah, men dominated.
Men
That's how they say
dominated
that.
her.
Okay, then you have a tennis rack. Oh, you have a Florida license
Florida
plate.
license plate, born and raised in Florida. It's deep in my heart again, which has a jet ski
Where'd
theme.
you get that?
Online. It's not a real license plate. It's just for fun.
Yeah,
for
because
shits.
you could get a felony for doing that.
Can you?
I remember one of my first stand-up jokes. Not even a stand-up joke. It was in senior year. I was in a sauna with Mick Fumo at a
No
party.
Fumo.
No Fumo. Mick Fumo was one of the popular boys, but was really nice to me and took a liking to me. Just thought I was kind of funny. And I think it was at a play party, but this was senior year when popular kids started doing the plays because they realized it was a good way to get attention. And so Mick Fumo, who was usually played football, was in this play. We were in this sauna, hanging out but we weren't naked. It was just I don't know. We were in I don't remember, but we were talking about if you steal license plate, it's a felony. If you get 2 felonies, you could go to prison for life. I think that's
Yeah.
And we were just laughing about who's the guy that just wants a license plate so bad that he's willing like to risk his life? And I remember him laughing really hard because I was like, you got to just have like a real love for license plates. You want to just decorate your, man cave. That wasn't a word back then in 2002, but I just remember that was the first time I was like, oh, that kind of sounds like a comedian bit.
For sure. And I think imagine being 15 is when you would steal a license plate. You would steal an ornament on the front of the
like
car.
street signs.
Everyone stole. My buddy, he's like the most normal guy ever. He's like, oh, check this out. And he had like 45 Mercedes-Benz and Jaguars and like.
That is so rude.
And like.
Yeah. It reminds me of that John Mulaney bit.
Of
the party where that guy, he steals family pictures. It's the only thing you can't replace.
Think about being like a 15-year-old. You stole a license plate. You're like, one more. Like most people that
because you
could
don't
go
know
to
the law.
No, that's the stupidest law ever.
It's so funny.
So,
okay,
tennis racket. I haven't played in a long time. Played a lot in Florida.
You're not gonna play anytime soon. That thing's on the wall. Looks like a little Applebee's over there.
Yeah, the court's gonna have to come to me. Next, I got my golf clubs. Just to run through it: Spider X putter. T22 Mizuno wedges, just got them, love them.
Mizuno, oh, those are running shoes I love.
Mizuno, by the way, very cool thing about this company, they don't pay pros. They're like, fuck you, we're not gonna.
You're lucky that you even get to use our stuff.
Honestly, that's the approach they're taking.
They're
Andrew, like the Ferrari of like, they don't need commercials. They're like, you're gonna come to us.
Have you seen that TikTok, or did you watch Schitt's Creek?
I watched the first season.
I watched like the first episode.
Okay. I've only seen like the first 5 or 6 episodes, but there is this thing that was on Reels the other day that I couldn't stop watching, that everyone who watches Schitt's Creek knows it. It's the daughter character, and she's clearly, it looks like she's auditioning for something. She's like, I'm a Lamborghini. I'm a dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
And a dun-dun-dun. It is so compelling and funny. I gotta find it. Anyone who knows Schitt's Creek knows what I'm talking about.
The understanding is like, I'm so confident coming in. Like, you deserve me.
I'm a Lamborghini. I'm a real cool. Like, she's like, I'm just gonna look for it right now. Talk us through the rest of it. It is
pretty amazing though. Like Ferrari, Lamborghini. Like, even if you didn't know what the fuck it is,
it just sounds
like they really hit a home run.
A little bit Alexis. That's the song.
Oh, like Alexis.
A little bit. Her name's Alexis, and I guess she's auditioning for something. And I'm just gonna get to the song because I saw it on TikTok and I couldn't stop. And even if you know this, if you don't know it, you definitely need to hear it. But even if you do know it, you'll want to hear it again because it's so good. Okay, so she walks in.
Are you ready? Let's do it. I'm a Lamborghini. I'm a Hollywood star. I'm a little bit tipsy when I drive my car. I'm expensive sushi. I'm a huge yacht. I'm a little bit single, even when I'm not.
And she's dancing.
I'm a little bit la 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 la. A little bit Alexis. La 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 la. A little bit Alexis.
And I saw her on Kelly Clarkson. She did it, and Kelly does this whole thing about I'm a little bit Texas, and she does it's so good.
Mizuno could work perfect in that song because that's who they are.
Yeah.
Like she could be, I'm a little Mizuno. I'm a T22.
And if you want to use me, you're going to have to buy it. We're not going to give you free clubs
for
because
life.
you're for life.
Or pay you any royalty.
Go
you'll
fuck
want me
your
as my
wife.
wife. Go fuck you. I'll fuck your wife.
What is the Andrew Collins sign?
Oh, real quick though, 790 irons and TSI 2 driver.
What is this just for? They could just
4
DM
people.
you.
Yeah, 4 people.
They could just DM you.
4 people.
Yeah.
That was real quick.
I know.
That was real quick. By the way, I'm looking though at the Mizuno Pro 225.
Okay, but Mizuno's doesn't care. They're not going to give it to you for free. They might get. What if they only give it to non-pros?
Well, the funny thing
amateurs.
is, I have a connection at TaylorMade, and I'm promoting Mizuno's. But he's kind of fucked me in the DMs recently. Said that I'm a diva. Well, guess what? I'm going all Mizuno, bitch.
Oh, don't do that.
Unless you want to give me clubs.
I just got a deal on something too. I went fucking buck wild.
Did you get Mizuno?
Well, here's the thing.
Mizuno vibrator?
Can I just tell you what happened? This will be interesting to someone as much as that was to those 4 people.
Five now.
I was on Daily Mail, which is my favorite like gossip rag, I do the app.
About John Daly?
Yeah.
Hey-yo! Hong Kong!
And I saw this obvious like photo shoot with Helena Christensen. You know who Helena Christensen is? Supermodel. She's an older, in her 50s probably at this point, maybe 60s. And she was wearing these amazing black cargo shorts or cargo pants that were like shiny and had like a perfect zip on the ankle. And I'm just like, I became obsessed with finding them. And they weren't labeled like who made them. And I was just so frustrated. I was on Poshmark. I was on eBay. I was like, anywhere I could look, I was trying to find them. I could not find who makes these. I couldn't find anything like them. So then I was like, oh, wait, I have 2 stylists. Maybe they can figure this out.
Or you take a photo, you put it on your Insta story.
I didn't want to do that because I didn't want
other people to buy them.
No, it wasn't that. It was about like, I didn't want my DMs filled with like, well, there's a similar pair here. I just wanted to know where they were. And I would have gotten there eventually. But I wrote Danny and Emma of Danny and Emma style, DANI. And they wrote back, oh, those are, and I can say now because I just bought them. And so I'm not worried about them selling out. They are by Saint Art, New York. Saint Arts, SAINT Art, New York. And they go, I was like, thank you. Oh my God, good job. And they go, let me ask if they will gift you before you buy. All right, let me wait. So I waited. They said, haven't heard back from them, but we'll let you know. That was the end of the day Friday. Then today, we would love to extend a discount to Nikki. Please find below and let us know if there are any issues. So they copied and pasted that and sent it to me. 25% off at Saint New York. Thank you so much to them. This is not an ad or anything, but so I went buck wild because I haven't gotten a lot of my Christmas gifts yet. And I spent so much money, but when you spend so much money and then 25% off, you're saving a lot.
I mean, that's
25% off is not that much, but it's decent enough. And with Christmas shopping, I'm just so overwhelmed by it that I just want to like, I went on Sephora the other day to restock my things and I was like, oh, I'll just get my mom and sister like the essentials that I use. That's probably what I would want as a gift, as like my favorite shampoo, my favorite conditioner, like high-end stuff.
That you could use over and over again.
Well, they're not going to buy themselves $28 conditioner, but for 1 month they'll have really nice.
Well, for a month they
hair.
get to do it over and over.
No, but I would probably even replenish this for them. But like
Brenna was going nuts about this thing that starts with a D. It does your hair. It's like $500.
It does your hair.
Like it straightens your hair, like curls. It's the Dyson or something.
Oh, it's a Dyson thing. Okay,
yeah,
interesting.
Apparently, it's like
Brenna needs to have her own blog of like things. Because she has great style. She has great taste in. I bought so many things that she's told me to buy, and it's been awesome.
So you go and you buy all this stuff, and then at the end,
I spent $2,000. In the end, $1,500. But I bought like 4 coats that are all $500. And if my mom and sister are listening, please stop listening now, even though you know you're getting a coat. And then I bought these pants, and I bought a cute little dress, and like I don't know. I
treat yourself. You should.
Sometimes my like I'm in a mood, and it's a compulsion. These things I don't need, but I also know that I'm having Carlisle Forrester move in here after you move out. She's moving in on the 28th. They have returns till January 15th for the store. I will never return something on my own, ever. But I now have a live-in assistant who's coming, and she will return the stuff for me. So I will get the money back if all fails. But usually, I never return anything.
I had one of those nights the other night. I was sick. And, like, you know when you're sick and you just need something to make you feel better and, like, maybe hitting purchase. And I bought these clubs and they didn't come correctly. So I was able to get a refund because UPS fucked up.
Oh,
they were like,
wow.
You don't spend this much money. Like, you don't just, like, UPS was like, there was a sign that was saying, hey, don't fucking spend this much. And I was fucking so ecstatic. At first, I was like, they're not coming. And then I was like, they shouldn't come. You ever have that? Like,
so you didn't get the clubs and you got refunded.
Yeah.
Right. It was a sign from
the
Lord.
Like you go to post something and it just, your internet's like,
It was never, like, this is what the besties have learned from me, and what I continually learn back from them is, like, everything is meant to be. And, like,
hands off.
I know that saying the other night I said something and I felt really when I said it because someone even could me about it. I was backstage with Jim Jeffries and a couple other comics, and we were talking about buying a home, and he's like, "Oh, what do you bought a place in St. Louis or whatever?" However he talks, and I said, "No, I don't." And I go, "I'm tired of this buying thing. Everyone wants me to buy," and I go, "I don't get it." And I had so many besties verify this for me. In the end, if I buy a place and I own it and then I sell it, the most money I'm going to make, let's say I buy a $2 million place, which is, I hate to say, in my budget. Like, I'm not bragging.
That's not good.
That's not good yet, but this is what happened. I didn't even
With
say
a chimney?
This is what I said. And there were two comics there that I didn't know. I don't know how much money they make, but I know Jim makes the amount of money I make.
Yeah.
Probably a lot more. And I think it's I don't want to. I'm never bragging about money. I'm just talking in truth. I mean, I'm sure there are times when I do brag unintentionally because it's a point of pride to make money in this society. But not talking about money, I think, is so weird. And not talking about the honest to God of like, I made this much money. That is criminal that I made that much money, but it's kind of cool. Like, let's celebrate it. Or like, I'm not cagey about how much money I make. But so I'm back there. I don't know how much money this one girl makes. This other guy's there. I don't even know if he's a comic. Mm-hmm. But I said to Jim, I go, I don't understand buying houses. Why everyone's so like, you gotta buy. I go, okay, so best case scenario, I flip a house or I sell a house after I live in it. The property goes up. And what do I make on that? $200,000, $300,000 profit from buying that?
You could make
and
more,
I go,
but yeah.
I'll just do a few more gigs. And he goes, whoa, okay. Well, not everyone is you. And I'm like, but for me to make $200,000, $300,000 on a home, the home is going to be expensive as fuck, right? Therefore, I would be that is in the, like if I was talking about
You're not giving up money to take a gig.
No. What I'm saying is, he was like, "Well, not everyone makes that."
No, I get what
he
you're
goes,
saying.
"Not everyone makes the amount of money we make on a gig, Nikki." And I'm like, "But if I'm talking about a home where you're going to resell it in a couple of years and make $300,000 on it, that's an expensive home.
Yeah,
that's a $2 million home.
Yeah,
you're not buying a $2 million home unless you're making that kind of money anyway. So for me to act like, oh, I'll just take 80 gigs and to make it more like." But
yeah.
Someone who needs to take 80 gigs to make that much money shouldn't buy a home that much. So he almost kind of kid me. And I was like, it's not kid. I'm not trying to be like, I'm just that could be extended to anyone. So let's say we're talking about a $100,000 home.
No, I get it.
And
yeah.
they're going to make a $30,000. That means more obviously to someone in the income bracket of owning a $100,000 home. But at the same point, I would say, to buy a home and to put down that money up front that you're not gonna be able to touch and put down all that money, like $30,000 on the back end of that, just don't buy a home and because you're at least putting down 30 to buy that home. So getting 30 later, what is the difference? I don't get it.
I think the idea is that your mortgage would be considerably less than what your rent would be. So you're gonna. So
can I
you
try
might
to
end up.
explain
I don't
you
think it would be
guys-
that much less. Yeah.
So it's
please.
it's about building equity and making more of your money. And the best way that I understood it is if you bury $1 and you bury like a brick of gold, let's say, or like a house or whatever, in like 35 years, the dollar is going to be worth still
$1
$1.
worth less because of inflation.
And the gold is going to be
gold
worth
stays
like
the same.
$5,000.
Unless the house is something that is very like is a teardown,
Yeah,
or
or
the
like
property
mold.
is
Property.
on a swampland
or you buy
or
it
a
at the top of the market,
Indian burial ground.
like I did. But no, but like here's the thing though: you could buy a $2 million house, and if you buy it correctly, you'll make way more than $200,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could double. You could.
Nikki Glaser does not make wise decisions in investments,
Oh.
so there's no way I'm making. You think I'm going to double my money?
I'm just saying, my brother bought New York real estate, and
But we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars there.
No, not
or,
hundreds
or
of
like
millions.
we're talking about tens of millions.
No, below that. But my point is it's still he's still like let's take out my brother and let's take out them.
Listen,
I'm just saying he
I'm
doubled.
wrong.
Yeah,
Real estate. I'm 100% wrong because real estate
This feels like the several conversations.
No, I am 100% wrong. The thing is, I don't know that for me, I would rather do 10 gigs.
Yes, I get
to
that.
make that a chunk of money than I would like separating myself from that much money up front, which scares me. Having to manage my own property, having to like just the pressure of ownership. There's a lot that is psychological for me that is I'm paying the price for.
And you feel like you're stuck. You could feel stuck. You feel like this
I know,
is...
I'm realizing that it's the same as like dating.
Yeah.
Like,
I was going to say it's
being in a
commitment.
relationship.
Especially if you buy the guy.
What was that, Noah?
Commitment. I was going to say commitment,
Yeah.
improving, working on it, stuff like that. It's like an ongoing process. But it could be
Yes.
positive. Doesn't.
But then
always
the
have
other
to be
thing
negative.
too is like if you buy $100,000 house and let's say you make, $30,000. That 30,000, like the lower the amount of money you make, the bigger that chunk means more to them, and they don't have the ability.
That's
to make
what
that money
I acknowledge
fast.
that too. I acknowledge that too, and I wasn't. I thought that. I guess when I used to make a lot
you
less
think
money,
you were
and I
saying it?
heard that
Yeah.
people would talk about numbers that were not even something I could dream of. I think that I probably felt like, "Kuh."
Yeah.
But I don't want to act. I don't like when rich people, and I'm not like,
Don't act
and compared
rich.
to the thing, I'm not. I'm well off, and I'm so happy. I don't need any more money in my life, but I want more, because that's capitalism. But I want to survive the
Did
apocalypse.
you feel like though? Can I ask a question? Were you trying? Did you feel like there was party trying to impress Jim Jeffries?
No, I was actually
That's what I'm
trying to
saying,
be like,
though. Yeah.
what's the point of buying a house if
Yes.
you could just do 3 more
But
gigs?
it wasn't because it was like with Jim Jeffries. now.
No. Oh my God.
Because that would be cool. That'd be cool.
No, and I will acknowledge when I try to impress people. It's like there is a part of me that is and will always be
Same.
Like I'm not perfect. In that moment, I would put Poppy's life at stake to promise you I was not trying to impress Jim Jeffries. I was really trying to get at what my understanding of property investment is and why it doesn't seem that like cool to me.
But here's the thing: like I've seen so many TikToks where it's like someone like Logan Paul or whatever, be like, I sold this NFT for $10 million. If I put in even a little bit more, I would have made $100 million. Like they're throwing out numbers. Like I invested in this cryptocurrency and I made $85 million.
Of doctors being like, if the blade would have gone 1 millimeter to the right, you would have bled out and died. Like all of these, like and it's like, but it didn't happen.
Well, that and yes, and the doctor as well as this person they're bragging without bragging. So it's like
Yeah,
the
you
doctor's
didn't even
like,
make it.
But he's also bragging that he made $10 million.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
point is, and then people react to that. People fucking like when people are like braggadocious and are like, I made $100 million off 4 investment. And everyone's like, man, I want to be that. It's like the Dan Blazarian effect.
Yes.
It's like that. There's a thing to just leaning into the care.
And I want to.
There's a market for that.
I want to say that I didn't just say that I spent $2,000 today to be, because that is a fucking ton of money.
Yeah.
And I do not. It is not. That to me does not seem pedestrian or like, I just spent $2,000. That is to me like I just bought like an iPad, like a really nice iPad worth of or like a computer worth of dumb clothes. And I want to say to anyone who's listening who relates to that in no way, it doesn't even have $2,000 that they could get their hands on today, that I'm saying that because I just don't want to be dishonest, and I don't want to talk about things, and there is something about like, you don't have to be honest all the time. It's just that can kind of the Jake Gyllenhaal or the Taylor Swift line of like, you called me up again just to break me like a promise, so casually cruel in the name of being honest. Like, you can be in the name of being honest. You can so casually in the name of being honest. That's a new thing.
Casually
When people are like, sorry, I'm just being honest. It cost $1 million and I have it. I'm just being casually
But everyone can relate.
Casually in the name of being honest. Can someone please make one of these like stitches with said casually COUHL?
Everyone can relate to this. This happened to me with online shopping. They go, there's 20% off, or this is what the original price was, and then you go to checkout and it's like $850, and then there's a line through it, and then it's $600, and you're like, oh my god, they're so nice. They saved the day. They took off $250.
I mean, it's all
psychological bullshit because they built it for fucking $40.
Here's the thing I remember from Oprah that I'll never forget that I watched. When you save 25% on something, so let's say I just saved $500 today. if I go and I spend that $500 elsewhere, I did not save it. And also, when you spend $1,500 because you would have spent $2,000, you didn't save $500. You spent $1,500. So when you buy something because it's on discount, not buying it is way more of a discount than buying it. And that's where we think that it's.
Can someone write a math book on all our equations?
We got to get to the news.
I know
we got to get to the news.
I want
know that.
old school like 8th grade math book.
I have 20 minutes before I have to go to therapy.
Oh my god!
You heard it here first. Yeah, you heard it here first.
I just got some new gloss that makes your lips tingle and plumps them up. It's called Lip Injection, and it's by Too Faced, and the color is Pretty Pony. All right, cool.
Don't do it. Right. Okay, a 44-year-old woman who is dubbed the hottest mom in the world, now going on double dates with her 21-year-old daughter.
Oh God.
I was like,
Elizabeth Hurley is the hottest mom in the world.
By the way, I was like, fuck this story. And then I see the photo. Who's the mom?
Who's the mom?
Let's play a little game. Who's the mom?
Who's the mom? Who's the mama?
It's pretty wild.
Oh, wow. Yeah. The mom is definitely... I don't know. I don't know who the mom is. I'm going to go by body. And by the way my body looks... Like as I
say
age.
What color you think?
Which color bra?
I guessed correctly.
Because which color skin?
No, which color bra?
I think the mom is the white.
Yes. But
and
still,
I only know that from that was a random guess. Honestly, everything about this, I don't. You guys have got to see this photo. That's insane. And honestly, I think the one in the white is hotter.
By the way, can you filter one side?
Her name is. She's 46.
44 or 46.
44.
It's insane.
Good fuck. I mean, these girls are both filtered as fuck too in this photo, I have to say. So that is another thing. These filters are out of control.
But here's the thing. Can you filter one side of a photo and not the other side?
Spade was talking about, yeah.
You can half filter?
Of course. If you can filter, you can half filter. Now, Spade, I went to dinner with Spade the other night and we were talking about these filters and he's like, I don't trust anything anymore. Like, you just can't. And we were talking about how a girl comes, like you meet a girl online and then she comes up to the table and you go, you're like, oh, hi. And she's like, hi. And you're like, is her mom coming in to check in on her? Like we'd say, like the girls look so much different than their filter pictures. Like that you would think it was a mom. Like
not that mom.
Not this mom. But also, have you seen the G-Forces one where the girl is in the plane? No, have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
No. What?
Oh my God, it's all over Reddit. This girl is in a fighter jet or something where you have G-forces like on your face, and it starts out and she looks 67. I mean, I'm like in a hard 67, and then it turns around like she's almost upside down, and it just shows age is just gravity, dude. Age is just gravity. There's nothing else about it. And her skin goes,
okay.
And then all of a sudden she goes up and she looks like Camille Kostic. Like the hottest, like victorious. That she literally in her real life looks like Camille Kostic, and she looks like 67. It's the coolest thing. Yeah, this is good for them.
Women are just gonna start driving.
This is exciting for me because I'm aging, and I get a little worried about things sometimes. I see my skin slipping off my head, but. I'm also like, I just know that the surgeries out there, which that woman is definitely employed, and like the skincare and the different things, like it's gonna be okay. And my mom this weekend, she was in LA shooting
44.
stuff. My mom was in LA shooting things with that
camera stuff.
Yeah, camera stuff. And my mom is so beautiful. And like, I was just like, oh, I'm gonna be quite all right. It was just so nice to see.
Could you imagine going on a date with your mother? Like, let's say she wasn't dating your dad. Like,
yeah, I would love it.
It'd be fun.
I would love it. I really would.
It'd be wild. I guess, like, would it take the intimacy out of it, though?
I mean, first dates are always... The thing is, I love when... My biggest thing I realized when I shifted back into kind of considering dating my ex, we were just like friends this summer. And I realized when... I wanted to like take things back to like that I was interested again romantically was when he expressed how much he loved my parents and like how much he thought my mom was just hilarious. He said that I'll know I've lived a good life if I get to the end of it and I've spent as much time as I could around Julie Glaser. And he really meant that. And how he was so enthusiastic about my dad's band and like and how good my dad was. Like, it wasn't him trying. I mean, he was just being genuine. I know when a guy's trying to brown nose, and it was just genuine, and it made me so attracted to him that he was into my family. And other guys along the way, like, when men are super into my family and make an effort to, like, be chill with them, it's so sexy to me. And so, no, I'd love to go on a date with my mom. Next story.
I'm just picturing how that would look.
Don't you like it when, like, people like Brenna shows interest in your family?
Oh, for sure. I mean, when she looks at like my nephew Teddy or like, it's a lot of the nephew. I mean, that's all the photos are now.
But let that be known to any men listening, I think, or women.
Yeah.
People really appreciate it when you show like genuine interest and curiosity about their family. If they're people that like their family too. And even if they don't, like, I feel like a lot of times I would bitch about my family to my boyfriend when we were together. And he got the idea that I didn't like them. And so he would often be like, come hang out with my family. Like, you don't even like your family. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, that's just.
It's like when you make fun of yourself and it's like, no, I still like myself.
Yes. Well, not, I don't, but.
Well, yeah, I was just talking in generalities. Yeah. It is interesting too when someone goes, okay, oh, sweet, your nephew. Like, there's a beauty in like the honesty of that too, though, where they're just like a little dismissive. Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, like, you know who's really cute? This one. But the other one, I'm okay with it. Like, that's the way I kind of feel about Poppy and Arlo. Like, Arlo and I don't have the crazy connection that Poppy and I have. Yeah. But that's for later. Like, Arlo and I, there'll be a time where Poppy's the lesser, the one I don't like as much, and Arlo's the one I'm like, I'm obsessed with.
Yeah, when you're going on double dates with them.
Exactly. Let's get to the next story.
All right, a TikTok doctor says the average length of an erect penis is probably shorter than the proposed 5.15 inches because most men with small wieners probably wouldn't consent to being involved in those studies.
That is a great point.
I love a doctor saying wieners, by the way.
I say that on stage, by the way, that women need to stop making fun of men's small penises, or just, it's not even making fun of men's small penises, talking so much about how much they love big dicks, because you know what you're doing there. You're making guys without big dicks feel bad. And the problem is, which is exactly what this is talking about, men that have small penises will not go, hey, that makes me feel bad. You know, like, if you're making fun of, I compare it to body shaming of women in terms of like fat women. You know, when guys are like, she's so hot, she's so like always about their thinness and their fitness. They might not be saying I'm not attracted to fat women, but that fat women hear that loud and clear. Now, the thing is, fat women can't hide that they're fat. Whereas men with small penises, you don't know. So men with small penises don't go, hey, that makes me feel sad, you know? There are a few that are like proud about but it's very, very few. And so men with small penises never say anything about it. They internalize it. They don't even tell their therapist. They won't tell their closest friends. They have this secret alone that they can never share with anyone because apparently it is the most shameful thing to have a small penis.
Yeah.
So what you do when you're a woman who talks about loving big dicks openly in front of men, you make these men with smaller or like average penises, or ones that they might even have a big penis and think they have a small penis. You make them feel really bad. And it's worse than body shaming for women, because women have a place to go when they're body shamed, because there are other women who are clearly fat that they can be like, hey, I feel bad about this, or bald, or whatever it is. Even bald men don't suffer as much as men with small penises. So just be mindful that these men don't have anywhere to go, and that is the worst thing when you are suffering alone with something and you don't have a community of people that you can go, or that you can just say, hey, that makes me sad. And this is why men end up becoming incels, why they end up hurting themselves, why they end up
hurting others.
Yeah. It's a big thing that I don't want to minimize by saying, oh, it's just all comes down to small penises, and women, it's your fault that men shoot up, you know, grocery stores.
No.
But it's not.
But it's also men shame other men for dick size.
We need to just be mindful of men with small penises. And if you're a man with a small penis right now listening,
put down the gun and grab the penis.
No,
pump.
I love you and I would date you. I would never not date a man with a small penis. I want this to be a clip. I want to say to any man out there, you might not even be interested
Look at me.
No, Andrew has an average penis, so this doesn't count. But if you're a man who feels bad about your dick size, don't laugh during this because it sounds like we're making fun.
I'm laughing at myself. It's not.
Okay, if you're a man out there with a small penis, all right, I want to talk to you right now and say that I would never not date you because you have a small penis. I want to make the point that do you think lesbians are miserable because there's no penises in their sex life? No. Lesbians like the feeling of a penis inside them too. They like to be filled up, but they don't care that the partner doesn't have a penis because they use toys. So men with small penises, you can always use toys. It's better to use toys. They feel better to us because you can use them with your hand instead of with your pelvis. And honestly, a woman that is ever going to be like, I need a big dick is completely insecure and is just hitting back at all of the things that she feels that she's not being good enough for other men for, and is just projecting. It says nothing about who you are. For every woman that wouldn't date you because of your penis, there are so many women that would, and women that wouldn't date you, they're dumb. They're dumb and they don't understand what could be with the toys that are being used with your mouth, with your hands. So please do not hate yourself because of your small penis. If you want, you can always DM me and just write small penis in all caps and I will read your truth and you can lament to me about it and I will not judge you. I will not write you back. I will not screenshot it and share it with anyone. I am a safe space and if you want to talk to someone about it, you can talk to me about it.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
A woman that's like, I need a big dick, probably is like, maybe like, my pussy's so, like, it makes her pussy feel small, maybe. That could be a thing.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that when guys shame women's vagina, I've heard, like, women go, you're still lucky. I don't care. Like, you're lucky to get this pussy, like, no matter what the pussy is. You're lucky to get them. And I feel like guys need to get that dialogue with, like, oh, you're making fun of my little dick? You're lucky to get this little dick. Like
you
almost
are.
like you, and you are. And there is a trend. I know I'm going back to TikTok of women holding up rulers and be like, I don't want this 7.5 inches. I don't want 9 inches. I want 5 inches.
It's like
it's called boyfriend dick is what they're calling it.
And the thing is, I hope that you watch those and you feel empowered and that you trust those women because it is not about your dick size. I do believe that, you know, unlike women who might not be attractive to men because men want a skinny woman and they're like, I'm obese. And so I don't even have a chance with that guy. They're actually worse off based on that guy's reasoning to never get that guy than a girl who says, I need a big dick. Well, then guess what? Go buy one at the store. A guy with a small penis can go buy a big dick and please that woman, right? Whereas a woman who is bigger and a man is like, I need a small woman, she's shit out of luck. So I will say that there's a benefit to being a man with a small penis that these women who you seem to not even be allowed to date because they need a big dick, you actually can bring one to the bedroom and it's called a dildo. And there's so many of them and they're way better than actual penises. No offense to all the penises that I know.
I guess my only argument there, is you could lose weight, but you can't grow a bigger dick.
But... some people can't lose weight.
No, I get that.
Some people will never look like Emily Ratajkowski, no matter what.
My dick does. It's got a weird belly button.
Let's go to break. Why do I care? Why do I care?
All right, Billie Eilish says the Met Gala made her realize famous people are just literally nobodies. And by the way, all the swells, and it's Monday, and you know what that means. It's Monday. Forgot to say it.
Oh, shit.
It's always at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so literally nobodies. I like that line.
Yeah, everyone is literally a nobody.
And she goes, you know what? She was on Howard. The main thing that night made me think
this interview.
or
There's so many
feel
snippets.
Was how famous people are just literally nobodies, just randos, and it's so weird. I was like, wow, all these people are just somebody that's in class with you, and you think this person's kind of annoying. You really like this person, you get along with this person, everybody's just like embarrassed and insecure about what they're doing and saying. So all these people, like, they're dressed to the nine, they're in these huge dresses, everything is cockiness, and they're all inside it going.
Celebrities are just like us. Yeah. They really are. Like, they all, when J-Lo gets out of that limo and is wearing that corseted, like, you know, with Cartier bedazzled thing, and she's got this like look that she's like sucking on a lemon, and her eyes are pulled back because of that surgery where you can get threads in your face that pull you back, like all the hot deeds. They
G4.
feel just the same way that you do, of like how this dress is itchy and my foot hurts. Like sometimes we just forget that everyone is just us.
So is it a disservice to show this gravitas?
Yeah.
Is it a disservice to
putting them on a pedestal?
Yeah,
no, because
I
it's
don't know.
fun. You
Yeah.
know, that's the thing is like as long as you don't read into it like they're inherently better than you. And I think that's what I used to do when I was young, and that's what led me to, want to be. It didn't lead to my eating disorder, but my eating disorder was not about being thin. It was about not feeling like I was enough. But I always thought it was about wanting to be thin, looking like Jennifer Aniston, having the stomach shape of Britney Spears on the MTV Music Awards 2000. Like, I always thought it was about wanting to be I'm a slave for you, Britney Spears. What it really was is that I wasn't good enough as I was, and no amount of skinniness, because I was way skinnier than Britney Spears and Jennifer Aniston, and was not better than them. And that is the problem, is that we put a moral value on it. Like, they're a better person. When really these people actors are the fucking worst, you guys. I have been around so many famous people at this point, and it is so rare that one of these actors are actually cool. Musicians are cool. Comedians are cool. Actors are so not cool. They're dorks, dude. They're these guys that went into did theater school. They think they're so cool. They're
cool in a movie.
I was making Spade laugh the other day so hard because I was getting so mad because we were talking about some comedian we really respect and like who was hanging out with someone who is really fucking lame, and I was just like, there's no way that comic who we know is cool thinks that person's cool. There's just no way. They're doing it,
but they're more famous.
But they're more famous, and they're doing it to be cool. And that's the truth. Is like the actors suck. Jennifer Lawrence is the only actor I have met. That's not true. She's one of the only actors I've met who is actually as cool as you want her to be, and and comedians, by the way, they're not all cool, but way cooler than most. Actors.
I found what was interesting about Billie Eilish.
Actors are boring.
Billie Eilish, her whole thing was baggy clothes. That was her thing, is you don't have to show your body, even though everyone's like, we gotta get it, we gotta see her body.
Yeah.
And then I was watching Alanis Morissette with you last night.
Yes.
And her whole thing was looking like an adult, done up at the age of 11, the opposite. They've had the opposite trajectories, and they both were very famous at 15.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Billie
I love
was
that
completely
Billie's back
covered.
to being covered.
Oh, she is?
Oh my God, have you seen her?
Oh, no,
She's wearing, baggy things again. She'll
but,
be back.
But I mean, I guess you kind of do the opposite. So Alanis went from that to grungy,
But Lance
no
was
makeup.
anorexic too.
No, I know. Yeah, no, I know. So it's
wanted
either way.
her hair to cover her face. And Final thought. Brenna was saying last night that she was. Everyone's so eager to see Billie Eilish's body. They just, as soon as she became of age, it was what's her body? She hides it. And no one ever does that with men. No one's ever like, what's he got underneath there? I do have to say I have Billie Eilish tits today, and I was really excited. My boobs are so big today.
Why do you think they're big?
My hormones. Also, I've gained some weight recently, and they are so look. Please just look at this. Look how big these things are today. They're giant. I did a video for the guy I'm dating that I sent on this secret app, and I love doing these videos. I was just like, hey, I have an emergency. I was like, I don't mean to alarm you, but do you see what's happening here? I was like, they're too big. And I was like, I have to wear this bra that literally looks like a one of those bras that you breastfeed your baby. Mm-hmm. It's just this giant bra that's grandma bra almost.
Grandma.
Because I have kettlebell tits today. And I did this video though, and I'm just like, they're so big. You have to come over and look at these. I don't know what to do with them. And he wrote back, he was like, that was so fucking funny. Because I always he always says that I am the perfect combo of funny and hot, where I'm just I always am what do I do with these? But I did an emergency video today where I was like, they're the biggest they will ever be today. And I don't mean to sexualize Billie Eilish, but she's got some big old titties.
Yeah, you got big old titties.
Tiggle bitties.
I mean, yeah.
Today I've got some Billie Eilishes.
It sucks because tits can be so big where if you don't hide them, people think you're showing them. So it's like no matter what you wear.
Oh, yeah.
Like anything besides a big sweater, you're just showing your fucking cleave. It's like I'm wearing a fucking t-shirt.
I really.
It's hard actually when your tits get
and
too
my
big.
Tits are not as big as some girls' tits that like cause back pain and all those things. Like, but I'm really excited today to have some tiggled bitties, and they're gonna drain soon. They'll go back to the way they were, but right now. I ate a lot recently. I've been like stressed out. I've gained weight. Anyone that knows me like out there, listen, I've gained like 10 pounds recently.
But all in my tits.
No, I have. I've gained 10 pounds. I usually do around Christmas. If you're out there and you relate to me, like fucking who cares? I needed that extra food to get through the stress I felt recently. It tasted so good. I don't regret it. My body will normalize when it needs to, and I'm fine. And I love my body today. I have to wear different pants and I don't look the same in pictures, but fuck it. Like, let's enjoy our bodies because I have hands today. And I wanted to, we got to get to top one, bottom one.
No, we already did final thought.
No, but we can do top one, bottom. There's no rules. Top one, bottom one, real quick before we leave. Noah, is that cool?
Don't you have a minute left?
Yeah, but that's fine. We can get it done. Top one, bottom one, fast food restaurants.
It's got to be fast.
Okay, fast food. Bottom, Andrew, go. Least favorite.
Least favorite, I'd have to go with Sonic.
All right, Noah.
McDonald's.
Whoa!
Damn.
Okay,
Someone's
gonna
get death threats.
I'm gonna go Jack in the Box. There was an E. coli scare there in the 90s in St. Louis. The sauce, there was some orange sauce on something one time that I got it. I didn't like it. I'm gonna go Jack in the Box, even though I do like their commercials.
That's where my
and I
McDonald's thing comes from. In like the 90s, there was a chicken head in the chicken nuggets, and I saw that news story, and after that, I was never able to go to.
You know what? Whenever there's a chicken part in chicken nuggets, I always go, "Yeah, it's chicken, you idiots." So I'm not saying that to you, Noah, but like I love when there's like a claw and they're like, "I found a beak in my nugget." It's like, yeah, you're eating a chicken.
It
what
does
are you talking
really
about?
remind you that it's a fucking chicken.
Yeah, and it should because it's a chicken. All right, number one, go.
I found a cow head in my burger.
Number one. And I'm going from a place of when I used to eat meat because I don't eat fast food anymore besides Subway, but that's not going to be my top one.
I would have to say, Chick-fil-A.
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 I knew.
It's just,
I knew
it's so
except
fucking
on Sundays.
hacked.
What about Sunday?
Sunday, I just wait till Monday.
All right, Noah.
Chipotle.
Ooh,
Is that
I didn't even know
considered?
you could do Chipotle.
You can't drive through there.
Food?
I was thinking like really garbage, like fast food, like. But you're right. I would go Chipotle too, but I'm gonna stick to like the worst, and I'm gonna go like stuff that's
Not
bad
the
for you.
best, not the best.
No, but the worst fast food, like the fast food chains that are like not good for you.
Yes.
Like they try to be, but they're not.
Yes.
Ever. Like
So-
Chipotle is like.
Chipotle there's no drive-through.
That's okay. So we didn't say drive-through. It's
I'm not
fast.
mad.
She's
but
not. You
I'm not
seem
mad.
angry.
I'm not mad. It's more McDonald's.
I'm gonna go Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's fantastic.
But really,
Yeah.
if I'm going to go, I haven't had McDonald's in so long, but if we're going off of McDonald's, either Taco Bell or McDonald's in the 90s. That's the last time I had either of those. Loved it so much.
Had a bug in my Taco Bell. Ate around it.
I'm telling you, everyone has had a bug in their Taco Bell.
Oh, that's what it
That's
is.
just what it is.
There's a bug.
That's what
There's
it is.
bugs in there.
Now, we will get more into the in-depths of
Yes.
we know the besties are loving the food discussions, so we love that so much. I just want to close today real quick. I have 1 minute before I go to therapy. I got this letter from a bestie today this weekend. I think it was from Nicole. Maybe not Nicole, but it doesn't have a name with it. If you could tell me who sent this. Things my best friend Nikki has taught me. I love this list so much I want to cry. Number 1, my weird thoughts don't make me weird. Number 2, I don't choose my thoughts. Number 3, always be honest. Number 4, it is always okay to say no. Number 5, I did not choose my brain. Number 6, other people are going through things as well. Give people the benefit of the doubt. 7, if you can't find something to be grateful for, be grateful that you have hands. 8, it is okay to feel all of my feelings. 9, I can get high off my own supply rather than reaching for a vice. 10, I don't need to be concerned with how others perceive me because I know who I am. 11, the people who love me will accept me as I am. 12, be humble. 13, when I don't like how I look, I can laugh at myself. 14, to continue on my 12-step journey. 15, if I didn't do something, it was because I wasn't meant to do it. 16, if people are late for the airport, let them in front. One day, that will be me. 17, I don't need to feel guilty for not working out. 18, it's okay that there are things I don't want to do, like hiking and watching sports. 19, accept the thought that there will one day be a day where I will quit drinking. 20, I am okay alone. And she says, you have saved me in my darkest moments, and I'm so grateful for you. I am so grateful for this list, and I am going to keep it on my fridge to remind me of all these things, too.
Can someone make that, Jimmy John's, how they have lists? Can someone make that a thing?
I don't know.
Like, make that like a metal thing with the different...
Like on a plaque?
Yeah.
There, and we'll put it on the wall.
Yeah, plaque. If you if you have a plaque store... write to us and I'll send you the list again so you don't have to listen back. Thank you so much, you guys. Don't be Kit. We'll see you tomorrow. And
Jackson Hole.
Hole, Wyoming.